Hey people, Injured here for V3. Angstrom Heights, blue team. It's scummy with a Techmarine. Starts off range combat, puts out some good damage. Can also support with structures and repair. Alongside Qwest with a plague champion. Starts off range combat with a damage over time bolter. Can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support. Can build turrets and repair, but is very slow. And riding off the blue team, YZ with a Chaos Lord. Durable and destructive hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Powerful offense and disruption, fights mainly in melee combat. Is that Night Lords? That guy seems very confused, that Chaos Lord. Red team, DEADPOOL with a Force Commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Alongside here, eM7 with a mech boy, teleporting hero that fights range combat, puts out some good damage, can also support, disrupt, build structures and repair. And rounding us off, Gemeral Problem with an Apothecary support hero that fights in melee combat, can get a ranged weapon, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Kicking off in the mid early, Plague Champion sitting behind cover with Nurgle Worship, shooting a mech who gets a heal from a friendly neighborhood Apothecary over there. Pretty much heresy, but hey, you gotta win. Force Commander trying to get in on Heretics, one of his favourite things to do early game. Smack Heretics around. That's a very good job, especially if he has his Iron Halo up. But he's persuaded to leave there. Chaos fall back to each other, kind of. These guys should be in cover. But hey, they're not. It's Chaos. Chaos Lord gets in, using some Corn Worship, and attacks the air there because the mech boy teleported away. I'm sure he's happy about that. Blue team now panning to the south, kind of thing. Chaos Lord with double CSM up. Qwest with a second Heretic squad. And grenade launchers in play. Big fan of these things. Can really mess up those blobbed up shooter boys. Even like tactical marines and stuff, they don't want to be hit by these grenade launchers. There's some disruption as well built in. Look at that. And big damage, and those guys are out of there. Very vulnerable to melee, of course. The Heretics lose their Doom Blast ability once they get grenade launchers. Tactical Marines here. What are they shooting at? Nothing. They're backing away. Got a heal from the Apothecary who has the customized Stormbolter. That is very quick to be getting a customized Stormbolter up before even another squad or shotguns or anything. 453 to 500. Meanwhile, the two vulnerable powers at the bottom are safe for now. It's all been kind of mid. Pushing through though is Scummy with some tactical marines taking a poke at the power, but the Orks are here. Backed up by an Apothecary, of course. Where's the mech? The mech can also get a heal from the battery pack. So we could see a bunch of heals. Apothecary goes down, killed by the damage of a time from the Plague Champion there. Heretics are being shot to pieces. I think eM7 is recognizing the threat from those grenade launchers here. Trying to focus down these guys. And as you can see, they cannot stand very long against sustained ranged fire. They get 4 grenade launchers and 4 auto guns. So basically rifles. And they do decent DPS, I think. I mean, it's not insignificant to have 4 of them, that's for sure. Sniper scouts, double snipers for DEADPOOL. And some Devastators. Scouts getting in with a grenade. This could be really bad. I thought it was going to target the Heretics, which look how much they bunch up. They're just looking to be killed. Asking for it. Heretics for Qwest here. More of them. This time with an aspiring champion and wading into melee combat. But they ran into a Force Commander. Electric armor from the mech boy. Runs out of energy though, so we can't use it anymore. I mean, is this thing still viable? It drains your energy so fast and just leaves you so vulnerable afterwards. Would really love to see this do a huge amount of work. I think you need to be backed up quite a lot when you use it. Backed up by your allies, backed up by your own stuff. Can certainly weaken a whole bunch of stuff with it, but you need maybe your sluggers to come in and finish them off. Or some DACA or something. You can't just teleport in alone anymore, I think, and have it be worthwhile. Sluggers getting some good specials. Now having a look at the power. Getting their burners up. Not sure if they'll come in soon enough to get this bash going because Chaos is here. Plague Champion wants to corrupt some Orc flesh. Burners came in, gives them a couple of power weapons, and of course burners, which are good against structures and just blobbed up infantry in general, especially light infantry. Scouts getting a cap, but I don't think they're going to finish it. Taking shots from some enemy scouts, and here's a bunch of Chaos stuff. Where's your other heretics, Qwest? Oh, they're retreating off. Meanwhile, bottom. Has stuff happened here? Have I just not been paying attention, or has it been quiet? You got double scout snipers, tactical marines all alone, capping. Not sure. Snipers, I guess they're waiting for their hero. I don't know. I feel like you could have been a bit more useful there, fellas, doing something. Always got to stay busy in Dawn of War 2. It's not the kind of RTS where you sit back. I mean, there are specific occasions when you want to do that, of course, but early on especially, I think you should be aggressive whenever you can. Here we see electric armor doing some work. Look at that. Again, need to follow it up to finish off these guys. And the mech boy almost goes down. Got very close to going down. Some health regen aura might have helped him out there. The contested power in the northeast, getting some red power nodes and generators. Not sure that was the smartest thing to do, since blue team are here in force. Meanwhile, we did see an attempt on the power here. Devastator is shutting that down. The double CSM can't really do a whole lot against the heavy bolter. In tier 2, maybe they could get the Mark of Pawn and flank around it using their speed. Or tier 1, you're just standing and shooting. Devastators are pretty good at that. Blue team winning the war of attrition in the northeast. Taking the power and are going to be able to push through, maybe even on the VP here. I think it's better just go for power at this point. Although, I mean, they've got a double against them. And maybe a triple. Look at this force commander. What is he doing up here? Dreadnought on the way for Scummy. Tier 2 for Qwest. Tier 2 now for eM7, the last players to go. Gemeral problem with only a librarian and tactical marines. Not sure what happened to your stuff, buddy. I've been too distracted to notice. There's the triple cap for red team. Whirlwind on the way here for Deadpool. Blood Crusher for YZ already has some bloodletters up though. They are demons with these very scary power melee weapons. Hellblades. I mean, in retail they are heavy melee weapons, and you can see why. They're made of like warp fire or something. Weird boys on the way. Ed Banger. I don't think I ever realised that before. It says Ed Banger. Awesome description for that guy. We have a force staff on the way for the librarian. Maybe we'll see some force barrier shenanigans, which I haven't been super convinced of by late. That ability doesn't seem to achieve a whole lot most of the time. I think most players use it maybe from a bit too far away because they're afraid of making their librarian vulnerable, which is understandable. It's not like it does nothing, because even if you don't get huge value from the force barrier, you still have the upgrades that the force staff gives you in combat, i.e. more power melee damage and a very decent ranged attack. Something just died over there. I think that was, yeah, Deadpool's tactical marines, I believe. Sluggers getting in on the Techmarine. Dreadnought with assault cannon trying to shoot them down. There's the barrage, nicely done. Might have saved the Techmarine there. And I did a huge amount of damage, as you can see. There's that librarian then. Tactical marines with Sergeant going for the VP. There's a turret there though. Plague Champion put one up. So they're not going to be able to, I don't think. Well, they might be able to get a decap under fire. Nope, I don't think they're going to try. Going to try and escape the firing arc there. Oh, just gave Infinity out there. That works. Well played, Gemeral. Mech Boy with a beamy death gun. That electric armor, of course, and custom force field. Blood Crusher helps take out the generator. Bloodlet is still in play, getting some corn worship. And Las Cannon doing some work, as you can see. One more shot would take out the Blood Crusher, but it's out of there. Chaos Lord has got his lightning claws. Blood Crusher now needs to flee. A good little push down here by YZ. Takes out a couple of gens. Makes the Apothecary player come all the way back down here. Because it was eM7 and DEADPOOL that were guarding it. Dreadnought, oh, taking those beamy death gun shots. It can be hard to spot those in the middle of a fight. You just see your vehicle losing chunks of health. You're like, what the hell's going on? He's standing there taking shots here. One more, I think. Yeah, he's teleporting after it. And he's got more DAC up put on himself so he can fire sooner. Look at that. Almost finished off that Dreadnought just with beamy death gun shots. 235 to 440. It's been lively from the start here. Big heals going off from the armor of the Apothecarian. Whirlwind doing some work. It's hard to approach when there's a whirlwind in the back lines. Chaos Lord can do it though. And there's the Drain Life. Trying to target the Librarian. Gets him off the field. CSM able to get all the way in despite the whirlwind firing. But they meet a Thunderhammer Force Commander. Oh, Plasma Cannon shot. Where was that from? Oh, all the way back here. And Chaos Lord goes down all because that Plasma Cannon knocked him back. We see a Shrine to Nurgle going up from Qwest. And the Dreadnought goes down. Yep, Scummy not too happy with that. 235415. See this Apothecary sprinting around because of this armor of the Apothecarian. Needs to get to people to heal them. There's that Nurgle Shrine. Will provide periodic healing. Will heal faster if you worship it and allow you to reinforce if you worship it too. Which is pretty useful for Chaos. Plasma Cannon. Hits object. What was it going for though? CSM? It might have been trying to target the shrine. I'm not sure if it has vision on it, but there could be ground targeting. So 2 heroes are down. Mech Boy, Chaos Lord. Might be tough to get them back. Plasma Cannon Wars. Oh well. Scummy now has a Plasma Gun and Signum Armor. He's ready to kill some fools. Marco Zinc CSM also shooting up some tactical marines using And They Shall Know No Fear to tank that damage very well as also. Now getting some heals. They got the decap nicely done by Gemeral. Plague Fist, Plague Champions in play. Armor of Pestilence and Icon of Noble. Classic Plague Champion build. Look at this. Force Barrier doing some awesome work. Indrid, as usual, doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean, on these stairs here, pretty damn effective, as you can see. Delayed the blue team, letting the Orks to get in and do some work. We see the Icon of Nurgle doing some damage. What was that? That just a special attack? I think it was. Maybe Aura of Decay went off. This is so tough to deal with. Let's try and target that Apothecary here. Plasma Cannon doing some work, that's for sure. Plague Champion might go down. And does go down. Was trying to take out the Librarian. Almost did it. Almost did it. Tier 3 for Scummy, Tier 3 for YZ. Oh, someone went down over here. It's the Force Commander. Kind of halfway inside the wall. Somehow the Blood Crusher's still up. Bloodletters did wipe at some point. No idea when. There's marked target on some devs. Pushing through to the power here is the blue team. Nicely done. Should get at least a couple of generators down here. And refracted field on for the Techmarine. Orks, he seems to like coming around from the north, does eM7. And gets in. A nicely timed Weird Boy shot like that can really let your sluggers get in and do some work. Aspiring Champion Heretics happy to fight these sluggers with their reduced health there. And they kind of barely get away. But push them off nicely for Red Team to continue to stabilize in the mid. Whole bunch of Marines supported by an Apothecary like this. They really need to try and assassinate that guy. Drain life. Send the Blood Crusher after him as well. He'll do some good DPS on that guy. It's a tough nut to crack in the mid. And, I mean, you could try and sneak something around to the natural VP. I think it's going to be tough. Something might be trying to do so. What is this? This is Heretics going after the power up there. Stick bombs. Completely missing the plasma devs somehow. This could be a nasty shot here. There it is. A decent shot. Pestilent Strike used to buff the range damage resistance of those poor Heretics. Now the Plague Champion's going in. Icon of Nurgle can do some work if he gets a bit closer there. Of course, Icon of Nurgle doesn't need line of sight to do damage, so you can... Ouch. So you can like hide behind walls and stuff. There's that force barrier again. I mean, yeah, it delays him for a few seconds there. And he's still in play as well. Maybe I expect too much of the force barrier. Certainly way better than it is in retail, where you have to stand still and channel the ability. Triple plasma cannons for Gemeral. Does he have combat stims? He should have combat stims to switch back to. Buff those plasma cannon shots. Force Commander's back to his feet. Level 3. What's this? Artificer. Looting just cannot get close to this VP here. Uh-oh. Imperial Abyss wipes out those plasma cannon devs despite Angels of Death used by the Apothecary. It's not going to save you from the center of the Abyss. Level 2 Chaos Lord. Feel like you should have more XP than that, buddy. Sniper's taking shots. There's that drain life again. But now he's stunned. Oh, he's stunned by full auto, I think. Level 6 Apothecary. This guy keeps getting levels. What's the mech boy up to? Is he trying to finish off the Blood Crusher, maybe? Maybe. Trying to chase it down with the beamy. 91 to 381. Blue team are running out of VPs rapidly here. Some power bashing though by Qwest, and 2 great unclean ones on the way. Okay, let's do this. Just rush the mid with those great unclean ones. I don't think the red team are going to be able to deal with that straight away. Plague Champion is actually capping here. Is not going to be knocked over by the whirlwind. Why did you run? Maybe he saw those Terminators, I suppose. Ouch. Stick Bombers. Oh, still level 1, those fellas. Pretty good in melee, Stick Bombers. If they need to defend themselves, they can. Decently well. Snipers getting some shots and some kills. Seen these guys used very, very defensively by Deadpool. Haven't seen them go like beyond the halfway point of the map very often. I look, destroyed one of those walls. These walls are very difficult to destroy. It took a direct hit from a plasma cannon to do it. They're uncrushable, I think. Even by like a Bane Blade won't crush them. Sluggers getting a cap. Well, getting their VP back, I suppose. This turret, it is stopping little ninja caps over here. Might have been a very wise investment. Apothecary sprinting after it. Trying to go around the firing arc, but it's going to catch you. He might be able to get through it. I assume... Oh, maybe not. I don't think the turret like has enough vision to cover its own firing arc. And combined with Veil of Time there, Apothecary was able to quite easily get through. Is now going to shoot it from the back very slowly. Here's a great unclean one for Qwest. And YZ also has one. There it is. Awesome unit. Passively damages nearby enemies and has some very nasty abilities, as well as a hugely damaging melee attack, as you might expect. It's all single target though. The melee attack doesn't have any splash damage on it these days. But man, it still hurts. Predator tank took a whole bunch of damage. Mech boy's chasing it. Oh, but it's facing the wrong way now. Might be able to shoot the Blood Crusher, maybe. Blood Crusher charges. Doesn't knock him over. But it's now tied him up and is getting some global repair from Scummy. Blessing of the Omnissiah. Blue team have the mid back. And these Great Unclean Ones are running right. Now these triple Devastator Plasma Cannons, now double of course, don't look so hot. But this guy will just walk through those shots and eat you. Meanwhile, is this a new turret? I think it is. I think the old one is here. And here's another one. It might not be. Seems like it's in a slightly different position. And there's a turret mid. Knob squad now for eM7. I mean, with two Great Unclean Ones, with Signum and Plasma Gun and Marcos Inc. CSM, they have a lot of stuff that can mess up knobs. You may not be able to disrupt them a huge amount, but when Frenzy wears off, they're going to take massive amounts of damage from all this stuff. 60 to 301, 2-1 cap for blue. It's a lot of VPs to hold on for. And they are being wary, as you can see. Look, they're kind of covering the northeast here because they've seen red team come through here before with Gemeral problem. There's a drop pod you could take out, fellas. I don't think they can see it though. Oh, Librarian gets in and then is pulled away by the Great Unclean One. That's foul snare, which is pretty nasty. Big chunks of damage per hit. I like how he puts so little effort into his melee attacks, the Great Unclean One. You're just gonna VAR, whatever. I don't think that's how you swing a sword, buddy. But he gets the job done. Imperial Abyss by YZ. Holy crap, doing some work. Killed off. Is that a commando or something? Oh, it's a knob. Killed a knob or two then maybe, and the Apothecary, maybe some Marines as well got caught in there. Chaos Predator with Mark of Corn. Red team up against it here. As soon as the Great Unclean Ones came out, blue team looking incredibly strong. They didn't put enough pressure on this power, I don't think. I barely saw the red team over here. I saw a lot of the blue team pushing down here. I'm sure they must have, but I didn't see it. Which means it never happened. There's an orbital. It's going to hurt those heretics pretty bad. And they are not retreating. In fact, they can't retreat because they're worshipping. And you can't stop the worship because they're in the air. They survive. Yeah, they just got like no answer for these Great Unclean Ones right now. Nob's got dealt with, as you can see. Good hits from the stick bombs. They need some like plasma guns and stuff. We do have one here. Full auto shutting down the CSM. Plague Champ is level 5, he's done well. Kicking off in the mid. Scouts going for the cap. Being suppressed and shot up by the turret. Terminators tried to get in with lightning claws, but they were persuaded to leave. They will do a lot of damage to the Great Unclean One if they can get on it. But there's so much more stuff around. It's much easier said than done. They might be able to get through on the VP. Librarians here. We've got some Marines who are doing nothing. Didn't know that was noded, I suppose. And blue team retake the mid. There's some Nurgle worship. Double Nurgle worship. And Chaos Lord's gonna die. He's not paying attention, down he goes. Most likely paying attention to this guy. And the Blood Crusher, of course. 3 Predators, including this one. And the Whirlwind. Red team, I think, are too depleted here. We do have a Land Raider Redeemer, though. But there's so much stuff to shoot at it. Techmarine needs to put his shield down so he can regenerate some energy. How much damage the Land Raider's taken already. Looks like they're going to let it go for now. That was a hunter-killer missile shot. It's going to take a long time to repair that thing. They are unable to deal with these greater demons right here. What is this? Look at this. Librarian gets in. Plasma cannon took out the turret, I suppose. 60 to 206. Not sure what this fire stuff is. Oh, it was you. It was the Terminator Force Commander with his heavy flamer. Great Unclean didn't appreciate the heretics being burned. He wants to consume them. 2 to 1 for red. Blue team need to respond to this. Plasma cannon didn't get a very good hit there, which was pretty fortunate for these fellas. Are they going to shoot? Oh, they're outside of it. There's that force barrier again. Here comes a Chaos Predator though. That could be dicey. Takes a direct hit from the plasma cannon, which for some reason was a rear armor hit. Not sure how that worked out. Another one. It's not going to take too many more of those. Imperial Abyss. And it retreats before it gets another shot and takes a very strange retreat path straight through the abyss. Grant Q might be able to finish him here. Cloud of flies and down they go. Meanwhile, red team are taking mid. Oh, well, momentarily we're taking mid. Still a single for them. But blue team should be able to get the 2 to 1 back. And I think now is the time to push against the red team's natural. At least get a decap on it. Make them reposition. Because now they're trying to stabilize around the Land Raider. Gemeral problem with a Predator tank on the way. Mech Boy not pulled in because of the custom force field. What's with this fire? Oh, it's you. It's always you, isn't it, Mr. Force Commander? Down goes the turret then. 26 to 191. Can the Land Raider lead the line through the mid here? Predator tank's going to shoot a node, really? Is that the best use of your time, Mr. Tank? I guess it is. Some Corn Worship to heal up the Great Unclean. Another turret on the way here by Qwest. He's been using them well. Gotta say, they've been doing some work. Down goes this Chaos Predator though. That was YZ's, I think. Yes, it was. Scouts do not escape. Just so hard to push against this for the red team. They might have been able to oh, another Abyss from YZ. Holy crap, how many? That's 2 from each Chaos player, I think. That was nasty. I hear a Rocks. Looks like it was right over here, maybe. Still a 2 to 1. Blue team holding on. As I was going to say, Gemeral might have been able to do a lot of work over here if it wasn't for that nuke. Just about to finish off the tank. Had a bunch of stuff. Good usage of that nuke there by Qwest. All of the nukes have been pretty good so far. More tanks. eM7 gets some more knobs up. Because the first ones did so well. Get some flash kits. I know they can't hurt the tanks, but the blasters would melt the Chaos Space Marine. Or not, maybe not melt, they're level 4. Like, what do you get? You need to just... Down goes that tank. You need to make smart choices. Preserve units. Eke your way back into the game. But they might not have time to do that. The knobs are still alive. Then you get flash kits. And then you start rolling. This Great Unclean one's very low. Needs to get back to the Nurgle Worship up there. There we go. Now he can heal up. Level 4 mech. Level 6 Apothecary here. Again, going after this VP. And I think it's the thing to do. There's that force barrier again. Stops the heretics from shooting, I suppose. Could have just tied them up, I guess, and killed some. Got a decap, but now is gonna suffer. Apothecary does not get away, just flung aside by the Great Unclean One. Did the Tactical Marines live? No, they don't. That was a painful engagement for Gemeral, but needed to try and do something. They do have a single here. They decap the mid, the red team. Now they've got a real chance. Can they cap the mid? Get a quick double. They're trying to, they really are. They got it. There's the double cap. There's the 2-to-1. Are the blue team going to let this slip? They're trying to decap mid now. Don't think they have a way to disrupt it. Maybe the force barrier here. There it is, and there's a rocks. So 1-to-1. Certainly knocked them off the cap big time there with the barrier and the rocks. But they're going to get right back on it, I think, with the Techmarine. Maybe? There we go. Chaos Lord's going to get revived. And then you better cap, fellas. So 1-to-1 with 3 VPs remaining. That was close, though. Awesome little push there at the end by red team. But it's going to go back to the 2-to-1. It's not over yet. Not over yet. Mech Boy goes down. Level 8 Techmarine now. Blue team do have the mid. Grand King wants to be careful. He's taking last cannon shots. Stun bombs going in, but nothing really to follow it up. Looks like Gemeral is going to try... Oh, Deadpool's going for a decap over here. They're going to be spotted, though, by the heretics. They have their aspiring champion. Might have been worth trying to get a decap there under fire. Here's the Librarian trying to get a decap. He's level 4. 300 energy on this guy now. Over 1400 hit points. He really does become quite powerful at level 4. Blue team see off the attempt. Down to 63 VPs now, the red team. A land Red Redeemer for Scummy now. They need some nukes, I think, the red team, and they don't have any. I mean, it's been a valiant effort from the red team to try and get back into this. Nob Squad have made no real impact here. They've just been shut down by sheer damage output. So much of it. Down goes the weird boy. Nob Squad might fall on retreat. Looks like they're going to be okay. Venerable Dreadnought. Oh, it's some Tactical Marines from Scummy. Blue team pushing now. So look at this. What is this? Librarian and Apothecary trying to make some decapping shenanigans going on. Apothecary goes down. Librarian trying to decap. Not going to be able to, though. Meanwhile, Land Red Redeemer goes down for the red team, and they are severely depleted now. Just a matter of time. No way they can get a decap in this state. GG, says Deadpool. Maybe 2 players going after this VP at some point would have made a difference. It's so hard to say, though. Here comes the Nob Squad. Been a while since I've seen the Nob Squad do so little. And there it is. 3 VP win. Level 9 Techmarine, a level 9 Plague Champion, level 10 Chaos Lord, a Terminator Force Commander, level 5 Mech, and a level 6 Apothecary. Fun 3v3. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.